the flush. So it's Boston, Mintz, Jacob Toppin gets the start. Jackson and Olivier Sarr. Mintz was banged up during the week, a freaking injury roll where he came down on his ankle. Three-point attempts, and that one is short, and Boston gets that long rebound. Good job boxing out on Justin Minaya and then grabbing the rebound. Sarr with Minot on him. They have a height advantage with Jackson underneath. They don't elect to go there. Good ball movement. Boston high arcing three, and it falls out. It took them a couple of weeks before they really had a chance to get to work with him. And it shows you since he arrived on campus and got into their basketball program just how far he has come. Look out.
They are flying around, active on the other end. When Kentucky gets the ball back, we'll talk about it some more, but I think Frank Martin feels really good about his club defensively, considering they gave up 101 earlier this week to Arkansas.
Boston, that time he was wide open. Oh, they got to start making shots, and that'll help. TJ Moss buries a three. DJ Boston wants in the act. Oh, that net is
voice, and those are the kind of guys under every coach that make big steps. Trying to shave Boston off that little Reggie Miller cut across the top right there, and a pin down on the weak side. Kentucky's running good stuff right now.
They free Boston up the screen, and he knocks it down. He gets fouled. Foul. So Bryant, free throw shooting.
Carl, I've been impressed today with Kentucky, how hard they have cut in this game.
Jump shot missed. Battle for the boards. Keon Brooks has it, and Wildcats had a 3-on-2 at one point. Mintz slowed down. Here's Boston, wide open three. Got it.
Fantastic. Terrific shot blocker. Excellent timing and feel. And just really continues to show rapid improvement with each game.
Mintz gets it over. Three-pointer goes.
That ball up top, more towards the rim. So just a miscommunication that time.
Again, little three-quarter court pressure from the Gators. No problem for Kentucky.
Mike White said he'd mix it up defensively.
Here's Boston on a runner. Got it. And a 4-point lead.
Yeah, and when he's on top of his game like this, it makes Florida difficult to deal with. Oh, and Mintz tried the schoolyard play there, and lucky to get the ball back.
And now he does get the ball back. He's been most of the offense for Kentucky today. Boston, again, a good first half. Quiet in the second.
To them. They're not in a hurry to take a shot.
Jumper doesn't go for Keon Johnson. Kentucky clears the rebound.
And it's pretty clear that Kentucky's going to outshoot them from the perimeter right now.
Boston, the pull-up. Everything is cooking right now for
Kentucky. To post up the guards. Here's an opportunity. Johnson. Whoa, stripped again.
Jacob Toppin with the steal. Toppin those long strides. Floated up. Layup goes. And it's Boston on the other end by Askew. Vescovi. Wow. Knocked out of there by Jackson. Boston has the angle. Takes it in for the flush.
How about court? They're going to put too much pressure on their offense.
That last block by Jackson, incidentally, the 53rd of the season. #1 in the Southeastern Conference. Boston lines up a three and knocks it down. It's just
close out when the defender helps and they try to recover and they don't get there fast enough. You look to put it on the bounce and get to the rim.
Boston on an open tray, knocks down another.
I mean, you know, on the top of the scout, he's on fire outside the three-point line.
Another turnover. That's a half a dozen, and guess who's got the flush? It's Boston. 6-0 run by the Commodores. Nice quick hands by Brooks on the steal. Now the Wildcats off and running. Numbers for Big Blue. Boston Euro steps his way.
Another player that's made a big jump with a lot more opportunity in year 2.
Yeah, and actually shooting the ball much better. 38% from the three-point line, and also an offensive rebounder.
Boston with an ankle breaker. Can he step back and hit it? He can. Oder banks it in. Alan Flanagan knew exactly what he wanted to do.
And going up that imaginary step ladder there with the left hand, his strong hand.
Flanagan now in double figures, 10 points. 38-32 Auburn. Spread it.
Look underneath. Good look.
They hedge on a double kick. Boston, bottom, a three. And it's coming the other way.
Go to the middle of the floor if you can.
Mintz.
Nice look.
Cutter. Sarr wasn't expecting it. He saves it. Boston off the ball fake. Step back Jay. Got a three. Moore for Thor. And no call going to the rim.
We got numbers.
5-on-4 here developing for Toppin. Give it up. Brooks on a kick. Boston a three. Bullseye. Himself. The physical play of Alan Flanagan.
And that's just a terrific play by Flanagan to finish that play off on, because you noticed how Kentucky was the weak side, slid across the floor. He was double teamed. He knew he had to go with it, though.
Boston feeling it.
7'3". Hunter Vanover jumps center, and it is controlled by the Wildcats. Kevin Askew dribbling the basketball. He'll hand it off. Davion Mintz, Olivier Sarr, Brandon Boston, and number 23, Isaiah Jackson, the shot-blocking machine. Boston's first three tonight. That finds the bottom. Take no good. Boston the rebound, and here they come again. They got a 3-on-1, and Mintz launches. He had Sarr and Jackson underneath alone.
Yeah, had Sarr for an easy alley-oop, Robbie, right?
Yeah, he had him and he had Jackson, but
he is going to be an outstanding pro, one of 4 freshmen in the country, Moody, averaging 16 or more points right there with Cade Cunningham, the best ones out there right now.
Cameron Thomas, Cade Cunningham, yep, all freshmen averaging just over 16 a game. He's at 16-4. Boy, Boston just looks better. He's available, and you see him in there making a play. Isaiah Jackson blocked. And a run out ahead of the field. Boston now 1-on-3. Got banged, and he's still. Are they better than those teams? Are they equal? Are they worse talent-wise?
Kentucky has the talent to play with those teams. They don't have the talent to beat those teams. The freshman class, Ravi, is not the tip.
On the shot clock, a floater in the lane. That's no good.
You got to get Sarr involved, right? And try to back screen him to the block. Arkansas better stay physical with him.
Boston rises, knocks it down. BJ.
Keon Brooks having a great night.
Askew with the deflection, took it away from Vescovi.
Nice pass.
Up ahead, throws it down.
If they had won a game playing against Texas, that would have been a big boost for them. Jay Billis had said that at the time, and I couldn't agree more with Jay. I said that at the time. That game loss was a big loss when it was canceled.
What did the numbers now say in this game? Adjust your defense going forward.
Good hands by Pinson on the steal. Then Keon Brooks comes back to pick up the block. Boston in the paint, fade away, high archer, that one dropped. That's contested. Jackson then deflects it away from Ron. They're running. There's Boston. Contested, but he knocks it in. And like a handful, 5 of them in the paint. They have 5 field goals now in the paint in the second half already. Missouri's getting cold here from the field, and a chance to pull within 2, if not 1. Boston buries a 3. It's a 1. There's Tillman as Pickett gets worked on. 3 ball, too strong. Box out from where?
Mitchell Smith has not made a 3-point shot in that corner 3 times in a row with Isaiah Jackson flying at him. There you go.
There's your down a little layup. We had that game, and they were beating them to the basket for layups.
Yep.
So it's very difficult to defend them.
Boston aggressive, and that wasn't one of those little flip shots.
Somebody been telling me he's playing in Tuscaloosa. He shot that from Mobile, Alabama. They're shooting from Mobile, from Birmingham. And they show some patience here offensively.
No, Boston, that's good. BJ Boston used that. Watford used that left arm to clear some space. Jackson had it. It's Brooks. And here comes Kentucky. Askew, Boston. That's It's in. Maybe
they're doubling the ball out of his hands some. They're being very physical with 24 in purple. The SEC is as he worked off the pin down action. But still, he's one of those type of guys that I think he figures it out as the game goes on. I expect him to continue to put up good numbers in this league.
LSU will press a lot, which they did there, but Kentucky was able to get through it. Austin's 1 for 1. He's 2 for 2. Brand guys get faked up in the air, and Wilkinson lays it in, and just like that, down to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, who's scoring easier to start the second half? LSU or Kentucky? I'll answer the question. It's been LSU.
Boston foul in a basket.
Oh, nice step through, huh?
Great step through from Watford. He's putting together a terrific game with 16 points now in just 23 minutes, and it stays a 5-point cushion.
I cannot wait to watch that fight. McGregor put it on him last time. All indications are McGregor's in the best shape of his life. Nice to see it.
Big three. Heartbroken by Georgia in their last game. Played well in the first half. A little sloppier here in the second half. 59-51 with 11.5 to play. Mintz back on the floor. So the two-point guard operation, which worked really well. But LSU got out of that press that they used in the first half, and it didn't work at all. Oh, a flip shot. Goes. 3 seconds for Brooks on the baseline. Tough shot in and out. Oh, Brandon Boston having a thank you. Will Wade said John Petty is the key to Alabama. He hit that big 3 there. In fact, they're going to win again. You see the numbers in this game. First half field goals, LSU and Kentucky. Kentucky shooting off a little bit here in the second half. Watford and Thomas have been great. No one else really has. Smart's 2 for 10 from the floor. Days was 2 for 6. And there is Boston again.
Getting shots in the system. Is the system allowing our personnel to get the shots that they can make? And then are the players spending the time in the gym? Are they practicing? Are they getting game speed at game shots? I mean, you have to practice at game speed. The SEC comes at you long and athletic with long closeouts. You got to be able to create separation. And right there.
Turn to sender. Got it back. Good ball movement. Sets up a baseline jumper. Offensive rebound. Boston with the stick back.
Wings to the post to be able to score against taller players because they're strong.
Follow-up slam.
Build a relationship with guys. You don't have time because of COVID. Because of COVID, you don't have the time in the gym or the opportunity to do things off the floor that you typically would do. Therefore, we're not being able to build the kind of relationships you want. It's hard to double team. So he's got to be able to make that move in the paint.
Turnover that time on a crossover by Fagan. Sarr to Boston. Boston, there's downhill. And
Coach Cal knows are so important to his team's chemistry on the offensive end. Then you just got to make open shots.
Kentucky has missed all the shots from behind the arc, but starting to heat up with the mid-range game, particularly that. Wheeler launching a 3.
See, I think you can get that shot anytime in the possession. You might as well move the ball, reverse it, make the defense work.
And one. Count it for Boston.
Right? I mean, there hasn't been a team like this since the 20s. In a lot of ways that you could measure it.
Yeah, shooting the basketball, turnovers, record-wise, of course.
But you know what? They're not the only blue blood struggling this year, because North Carolina... 7 on the shot clock.
Open 3. Rebound tracked down by Askew. Coming up on 7 minutes left to go from Stegman Coliseum. Boston gets that one to go.
But it didn't seem to affect them on the offensive end. There's a bad pass from Cooper. Used his left. Turnover. I thought, Jimmy, I got to believe this game was going to be in the 70s or 80s. It's 9-8, and we're more than halfway through the first half.
Yeah, I was completely on board with you. Where's the offense come from for Kentucky? I know where it's planned to come from Auburn, because Sharif Cooper is responsible for 90% of the offense. For Kentucky, we don't know. Good drive. He's working off of a ball screen, getting a paint touch for spray out threes, or he's spreading it off the 3 from up top. And Kentucky is locked in so far on that action.
Allen has worked for Kentucky. Boston's drives have worked for Kentucky. Here he goes again. Nowhere to go, and it's Askew. Boston 3. That looked good.
Well, it's certainly an emotional scenario. There's no doubt about it. And their play has not anywhere near the way they performed against Florida. In Florida, they had a great bounce to the step. They didn't turn the ball over. He's got 17 turnovers already with 7 minutes left in the game. Their high is 21 turnovers. You can't turn the ball over and get the kind of points off those turnovers that were given to this team and not defend. And man, I found out they had a concert coming up. I went with my wife. I worked it out, get a shirt and basketball. He had no clue who I am. He looked at me, who is the screwball coming up to me? But I tell you this, I had the picture with the chairman of the board, Mr. Sidlock.
With several COVID stoppages, what's the challenge when you're dealing with so many starts and stops?
Well, you know, I think about how many times guys have missed practice. You know, in the rhythm that you have in practice. Now, Mike is a terrific coach. He's going to do a great job. He's got some fire in the stomach for this game in particular and for his team because he thinks they can get to another level.
Always seems to be the case when Kentucky comes to town, regardless who the opponent is. Good-looking feed and the throw down by
Noah Locke's an important piece to this team. He's a great catch-and-shoot player.
As Payne loses the handle and Kentucky looks to push the tempo.
Yes, they do. Great job of pushing the ball up the court. Ball reversal. Great shot.
Locke checks back into the game, replacing Scotty Lewis, who, Danny, 0 for 1, no points. Simply put, Mike White's got to get more from one of his best players there.
He absolutely does. Scotty brings effort and energy. We need a little more production out of him in terms of getting on the offensive glass or getting out on the break. He's a do-everything type of player, and when he checks back in, I'll look for him to be a little bit more aggressive.
There's Boston off the glass, and it goes down.
From where? No whistle. Pippen with the score, and a look at the official. He wanted a three-point chance.
That's so good. He's controlling the biggest guy on the floor defensively.
8-0 Vanderbilt run.
Coaches wanted a turnover there on Mintz. Referees didn't go for it.
Boston skips his way down the lane. About a 12-second difference between the shot and game. Stolen away. Here's B.J. Boston. And he scoops it right past Pippen. It's got to be a team effort. Somebody got a hand on that one. Here's Boston. Steps through and off the glass.
Pittsburgh going to Sweet 16 a couple times.
Nice running tap in. That's Tolu Smith.
Wow,
In Askew, 8 to shoot. Molinar going one-on-one, and Askew stole it away. Ahead to Mintz, 3-on-1, and Kentucky finishes. And no one's going to feel sorry for Kentucky. It's against another one recruiting class.
No, they're not.
But
good pass up front. This is the first game of SEC play. And they got a chance to win this one. But every coach is going to say, okay, what do we have to do against Kentucky? Transition defense, right? Keep them off the glass. They're very active like they always are.
In attendance at the KFC Yum Center today for this game between Kentucky and Louisville. Nice work on the offense. And now Johnson turns it over. So Kentucky's defense coming out flying here in the second half. Now a Louisville turnover. And the third opportunity will finally.
2-0 start for the Cats, but 2 early fouls as well. Mintz in the corner, 3 won't go, second chance. Boston, who picked up one of those fouls, gets his first bucket. Davis 5 to shoot. Off the bounce, Davis in the lane. R.J. Davis through contact. Czar keeps it alive, and now Mintz runs the Cats. Nice look. Boston finishes.
CBS. Now Davis got to run the show now with the inexperience on the floor. But they got numbers here if they want.
Clark on the run. Tough shot. Boy, gets it up. The Boston. The thing is he was hanging in the air.
They're looking at the bench for a call right now. Empty side one-on-one.
Boston off the bounce and floater. Gets it right back, and now Baycott rips it away. I mean, it is a fight underneath the rim.
I don't know if Toppin had a jam that. I think he had a layup easily with the rim protecting him.
Boston step back to the foul for play tag.
On the low post.
Sharp banging with Ware. Gets through, couldn't finish. Mintz, eyes up. Outlet to Boston. Cats on the run. Boston attacks.
That loss to Richmond. And there's a steal. Easy basket for Boston.
This sets up their screen, hit the offensive glass. And one thing they're very good at, too, is rebounding and kicking out. Sarge got this guy buried, and that's enabled that to happen. Pretty tough situations by Bray. Just cool, collected, big on the point of attack here. Shevsky might be able to get a lob at some point.
Boston for the free throw line.
There you go.
Drills to teach them how to use a jump stop. Hub, length of the floor, blocked away by Saul.
Early drag screen, get to the rim now.
Boston for three. It's good. Brandon Boston has a...
You can't let him enter.
That's 16 points for Hub. The average is 22.5. Boston for three. It's good. Rattles it home.
Bring you a game between a couple of struggling teams out of the gate. First three is launched. That's an air ball. Georgia Tech has been brutal from the field to start this one. And a three. And one drop. So that's the first.
Well, that's the 13th turnover now for Kentucky in this game.
1-3-1 for Georgia Tech on defense.
The ball's got to get below the free throw line extended, and something good will happen.
Askew spins it and crushed it down. Askew's the point guard. You see how quickly he gave that ball up, Jimmy?
Well, Cal's asking to be a play starter, and right now it's just not working. Askew reclassified, Ravi, should be a senior in high school.
Yep.
Right now, to me, just does not look ready for this big stage of Kentucky basketball that they play on.
Better ball movement there. That leaders
now. You can't keep taking shots at this level and win games if you're okay going 1 for 6, 1 for 7. Clark answered the bell today, but other guys have to start making shots if Kentucky's going to be a factor in the SEC.
Terrific talent.
Mintz did not play at all last year because of injuries, was the starter the 2 years prior to that. Follows up the Kentucky forces a turnover. Cameron Fletcher thought about the three. Mintz will take it and miss it. And Kentucky still looking to knock one down from beyond the arc. It has been a while. Listen to all the yelling and hollering you could hear, Dick, because there are no fans in the stands. The coaches, the assistant coaches, the players themselves. Boston with the drive. Off the glass and good. A nice runner.
He has a nose for the ball. He just doesn't rebound in his area. He goes after balls laterally as well.
Jackson with 11 rebounds and 6 block shots. He averaged almost 8 blocks per game last year as a high school senior. Boston with a drive, absorbs a little contact, and puts...
That's the drive right there.
Wow. Jalen Wilson with 23 on the night, 21 of them in the second half.
There's been a coming out party for Wilson. He's been a star of stars in this game, along with Jackson from Kentucky. Now, good shot selection is important.
Yeah. Boy, there's a lot more dribbling than passing from Kentucky. Wednesday against Morehead State. He's got the first 4 points here today against Richmond. And now a miss and a run out, and it is Boston slamming it home.
Now, there's that short.
And they look like, Jimmy, they would have gone to the NCAA tournament had the season finished out as planned last year. They appeared to be on the right side of the bubble before everything shut down.
I think they were, and I think they're good enough to win a game, if not 2. And I know they're picked to win it this year. St. Louis, my gosh, you talk about grown men. They won last night against LSU.
Francis trying to go coast to coast, too strong off the glass, and again he's down, and again it's 5-on-4 for Kentucky. Boston scoops it up and in. How about that?
Yeah.
For KO. And he gives it right back. Good hands by Terrence Clark. Ahead of the pack, Boston. And he finishes over Golden. We've got a good 15 minutes of basketball here.
Yeah, absolutely. Best 15 minutes you and I have called.
One of our coworkers, I won't say who, texted me and said he thought we sounded better in the Evansville-Bradley game.
Tough shot.
Yeah.
But a tough shot.
Sarr gives it up, gets it back from Askew. 12-footer from the baseline won't go down. Weak side rebound. Boston has it taken away, gets it back and finishes.
Yeah, some guys fight
on the offensive end. Nice crossover by Boston. Challenge, follows, and I think Sarr.
Coach to be back on the air again, man. You know college basketball has started when you hear his voice.
Mintz misses the three. Boston with a follow. 70
times in the history of college athletics.
Yeah, to me, that's just a lifted 2-3 zone that rotates into like a 4-around-1 zone.
Boston offensive rebound off and back against Florida that sealed the championship in the SEC. Didn't seal it. Kentucky already had it, but he was really coming on. Out right now with a calf injury. Nice play by free throws. Kick, pull up, jump shot by Baker, not there off the front of the iron, and the cold shooting continues for Morehead State, or I should say the excellent defense for Kentucky. 2:45 just inside it left in the opening half. Clark now running the point. Did you hear the call, Jimmy? Vegas?
Vegas, yeah. And what does Brandon Boston do? He breaks off with a normal Vegas.
Blue.
Oh yeah, absolutely is. I mean, he's got a power 5 body. It's interesting, Coach Calipari doubling the post right now. When I don't think he needs to. He might just be working on it defensively. With that short point.
Just can't knock down enough shots. They're only 14 of 37 from the floor. That ball tipped away. Nice work getting on the floor once again is Cameron Fletcher. Boston playing with a little bit of foul trouble, but no.
You've got to make shots. They struggled shooting the ball last year, and so far this year, that ball's not dropping at a high rate either.
Preston Spradlin, their 4th-year head coach, who spent 5 years on the staff here at Kentucky before going over to Morehead.
Yeah, foul trouble kind of took him out of the game in the first half. Kentucky with a plus 17, I believe, rebound advantage in this game, which is about what it should be over a smaller Morehead team. There's that zone again by Morehead. Kentucky has cut it up really well with guys cutting without the ball.